Hello and welcome. My name is Craig, and this is a video about the little I know about cryptocurrency. More than most newbies, but certainly not as much as a lot of the cryptocurrency vloggers that I'm going to introduce you to in a minute. Before we start, I want to explain that this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Look at me. This is just purely for entertainment or education purposes to see the little bits and pieces that I've garnered over the years through using cryptocurrency. All right, so this video was made for my friend Gavin specifically, but I've got other friends that ask me about this all the time, so I've decided to make this video public for everyone. And I do have referral links down there if you want to join up with any of the different platforms that I'm talking about. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get into it. I'm making this video for a friend of mine because he asked me some questions about crypto and how I manage my crypto and everything like that. So I'm going to go through, and first of all, I'm going to show where I get most of my information from. All right, so I'm subscribed to many different channels. At the moment, you can see I'm looking at a video here from Celsius. And here we have Alex Mashinsky, who runs Celsius, and I've got a Celsius wallet, and I think it's a really good crypto wallet because you can earn on it, and also Alex does these streams with all these other expert guests, and it's very, very interesting. He's got a lot of knowledge in the space, and he's great, but he's not the only one. Let's have a quick look for crypto, and we'll go through some of the ones that I really like. BitBoy's not too bad. I like BitBoy. I don't necessarily like his right-wing politics, but you know, the crypto space more than anything is a place where everyone's welcome and everyone's part of the community. So, you know, politics aside, I mean, he made some predictions based on, you know, the crypto market crashing if Trump didn't get elected and stuff like that. So don't necessarily agree with that. But I think he's got a lot of really good information, and he's not that bad. But there's other ones I potentially prefer more. Crypto Lark being one of my absolute favorites. Lark Davis. He's a New Zealander. And I think he's really incisive, and he's got tons of knowledge that he shares on his channel. He also, you know, if you're looking for links to different things, his links aren't too bad either. They're all in a way. We'll just skip this ad here. But you know, they've got to do something to monetize their channel, right? And the main thing they do to monetize their channel is give these referral links. But these referral links can work well for you as well. For instance, here, it's saying there's a $700 bonus on Binance, right? So let's just have a look at that $700 bonus. And be aware that places like, oh, here we go. It's trying to log me into Binance. But let's go into the front. If you look for their bonuses on Binance, they're around here somewhere. You'll see that the bonuses, they are contingent on how much money you drop into there, you deposit in there within the first few weeks or so generally, and that determines whether you qualify for this $700 bonus or it might be less. So just be aware of that. And they very rarely, when they have these referral links, they very rarely put that into the fine print there. You've got to kind of work that stuff out for yourself. But yes, watching these vloggers, these crypto vloggers on a regular basis definitely gets you up to speed on crypto. Let's have a look at some of the other ones. Here's Ivan on tech. He's pretty good. He runs an academy for people that want to actually get into the space of building their own crypto projects. And he has he's a pretty funny guy. He's got a lot of knowledge. Again, a lot of these people release their knowledge based on paywalls as well. So with Ivan, he wants you to join up before he gives you his real advice. But then again, if you just watch all of these vloggers and try and compare them all, you're going to get a really good idea of what's going on. You've got to understand too with crypto vloggers that they get a lot of views. I mean, look at this: 30,000 views, 28,000 views. It was only screened 10 hours ago. That's just one video. They've got hundreds of videos, and with views like that, when they start to say something, it does actually impact the market. Historically, there's stories that you can see on YouTube if you go looking for them about crypto vloggers who would actually pump a coin and then they would long it on the markets, and then they would dump it pretty quickly as well and walk away with a bag of crypto. All right, so just be aware of that. So, there's good bloggers and bad bloggers out there. Just be aware of that. There's different styles of crypto vloggers as well. Like, although Lark has started to do a little bit more what's called TA, technical analysis, this guy, he's more about explaining about the cryptocurrencies, their functionality, what it means to you as a user of crypto, how you can benefit from certain things. Whereas other vloggers are more into what's called TA, or technical analysis. As soon as you see charts like this, it's an indication that they're going to get into some TA. Who are my favorite TA people? Okay, we'll get on to TA in a moment. Let's just talk more about the people like Lark who talk about the actual the functionality of these coins and why they're significant, and whether they're useful or not, or whether they might be just a scam rug pull. Elio Trades, I find him, I think he's honest. That's the impression I get after watching lots of his videos. I think he genuinely wants everyone in the community to succeed. He's got lots of valid warnings for people that are getting into the market. As he says, that you can so easily lose your shirt if you buy at the top and then the thing dumps. You've got to be really aware of that. Oh, here's another one of my favorite ones, Coin Bureau. This guy makes really complex information really easy to understand. His name is Guy, and if you sign up to his, what I find really, really useful about Guy is that he actually, in his newsletter, if you sign up for it, that he sends out every weekend, he actually shows his portfolio. So if you wanted to just copycat his portfolio, you could do a lot worse. I'll show you an example. I'll dig up. I'm just going into my email now, and I'm going to look for Coin Bureau so I can show you last week's one. Today's Saturday, so anyway, there's the portfolio update. This is his spread. So 33% Ethereum, 29% Bitcoin, 6% ADA, 6% Sol. USDC is a stable coin. Stable coins are pretty much tied to the US dollar, and that's why they're called stable coins, because they don't have the volatility of other coins. And as Guy says, it's good to have some dry powder there with your stable coins, so that you can jump into the market when you see opportunities, and you can jump in quickly, because it's very easy to swap a stable coin for a crypto coin on the exchanges. And yeah, and he's got the DOT, the Injective, the Rune, the YFI, Atom, Link, and Lit. Now I copy this a lot. I've got way more ADA than he has in terms of percentage value of my portfolio. I'm a big believer in ADA. And I also hold other ones he doesn't have, such as synthetics and some DeFi farms and stuff like that. I'll show you some more of that later on in this video. All right, so we're still going to get through these bloggers. Raoul Paul, he's interesting. He talks more about the financial markets, as does another guy called Michael Saylor, who is he's in charge of what's it called? Grayscale. And they're a huge investment company that own a ton of Bitcoin. They're big believers in Bitcoin. And so people can invest in that fund. And when they invest in that fund, they're basically investing in Bitcoin itself. Shiba Inu. I might have to read this because I like Edward Snowden very much. I've read his book. But I haven't been following him as a crypto vlogger that much. But I do need to watch this one later on. Who else am I missing out on? I'm not seeing Crypto Chico in here, but I like Crypto Chico. I think he's a really cool dude, and I think he's honest, and I follow him. And this guy, this is Willy Woo. This guy knows Bitcoin back to front and front to back. He is a very, very smart guy, and everyone really respects this guy's opinion. He's someone that you should really listen to. I don't think I've left out too many other people here. Oh, Coffeezilla is fantastic if you want to look at scams. He does a lot of stuff on crypto scams. So looking at it from the other way around, just looking at the scams really does help you understand what to watch out for. He's also I find him quite funny. Because in a way scammers are funny, just their audacity and their wrongness and their lack of morals, or any moral compass. It's shocking to most people, but in a way it's funny, like the crap they do. They're sociopaths. What else have we got here? Who have we missed out on? Okay, so there's other people that do technical analysis, as I was saying. So they're the vloggers. Let's look at the TA people a little bit. You're probably not as interested in the TA. You're probably more interested in the culture of crypto and the coin's functionality. That's why I went over that more. But I like MMCrypto because he does the technical analysis on the charts. He's there doing trading all the time, and I do a bit of trading too. So I think I've about broken even on. No, I'm probably ahead on it just a bit, but I've lost a lot as well. It's very dangerous to trade, I find, and leverage trading is even more dangerous. So, but if you want to understand leverage trading and technical analysis and the charts and how to read them and trading patterns and everything, I like MMCrypto. I think he's great. I love it when he talks to his mate. This is Da Vinci over here. Da Vinci seems like a really cool guy as well. I love it because they're obviously really good mates. I love it when they talk about crypto. They're not always right, by the way. None of them are. No one saw that last crash coming. None of them did. However, all of them did say that during a bull run, it's not uncommon for a retracement of 50% or even more. So they're all aware of that. Just no one saw that last one coming, okay? And then the moon, he definitely understands TA and reading the charts, and I tend to follow his advice a fair bit. I think he's pretty savvy when it comes to technical analysis. There's other ones like Kirby. Kirby I'm not as big a fan of. I like him. I love the rivalry between Kirby and a guy who calls himself the Oracle. I'm not going to say anything about the Oracle. I'm not going to say anything about the Oracle. It's just I think one look at it and you should be able to work it out for yourself. And if you look up on the internet, other people that have paid for Oracle's advice and read about that, That's as much as I'm going to say. But yeah, okay. So they're the vloggers. And don't forget, all of these people have those referral links. And usually those referral links, often they will be better than the referral links I could give you, because these people are big players. So on BuyBit, a $1,600 bonus. When I first started on BuyBit and started trading, I got a $300 bonus, and I was able to turn that $300 into a fair bit of money, just by going really slow and not over leveraging. So, and that's an exchange. So BuyBit generally is the place where you would start to do some betting. Okay. I'll just quickly show you. I just want to drag a window over and just make sure that, there's nothing there that people can see that relates to me. So here's a bet that I've got at the moment. I've got a position here of 5,000 US dollars, leveraged 10 times. That's about as much leverage as I ever want to use, because the higher the leverage, the higher your liquidation price. For instance, Bitcoin only has to go down from 47 down to 43 and I'm liquidated. All right. You can put in a stop loss, right? And so if it reaches, say, 20% down, then you sell, and then you've only lost 20%, not 100%. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is by putting in these tripwires, which are other orders of the same leverage just below and below. So basically, I'm only down $5 at the moment. If this went down to here, it would increase my bet, and it would slightly bring down that liquidation price lower. And then there's another tripwire down here, which is much lower. In fact, if I wanted to play it really safe, what I really should do is put this tripwire. Look at that pump. See, it wouldn't be unusual for that pump to come right back down again and retest. So maybe what I should really do is bring that down to the 46 level, and protect my ass a bit, because I do not have a lot of money in this account anymore. I did take out profit, thankfully, and I'll show you what I did with that profit in a moment. But I also lost a chunk as well. And so I've just got a tiny little bit of play money here. And what my plan is, I want to grow this small amount to a large amount. But if I lose this amount this time, that's it. I'm done with trading. Because the stats with trading are, for most people lose. Okay? If you look at how people make wealth in crypto, the truth is that most people do it by holding coins. All right? So now let's go and talk about, I used to use hardware wallets like Trezor and Ledger and stuff like that to really make sure it was super, super safe. These days, I've got a different strategy, because I just want to grow my crypto faster. And so what I use is a range of different wallets, right? Such as, I've already talked about Celsius. So let's have a look at Celsius. Okay. Celsius is a web app, but it's also a mobile app. So you've got both of those opportunities. And it looks like there's a referral bonus here. So I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send this referral. I'm actually going to make this a public video, because I may as well. I'm going to all this effort of showing my mate what I know about crypto. So I may as well put in some referral codes, because it doesn't cost you any money. In fact, you'll make some money. You'll get your $50 when you sign up to Celsius. And what are their products? Their main products is their native cell token. They've got a credit card waitlist. I will probably apply for this. I'm a big believer in the Celsius platform, and I wouldn't mind having a Celsius credit card. I'll have a look at that in more detail later. But their main product that I use is the Earn. Okay, so you can put your crypto in here, and these are their rates that they give you for the different cryptocurrencies. Look at this. I own a bit of SNX, and look at that APY. The return each year is 14% basically. That's amazing. That is just, I mean, that is such a good return on your investment, isn't it? And as I said, you can also put stable coins on here and you'll get a good return on that as well. Much better than the bank will give you for your dollars. So just keep that in mind. You earn a little bit more if you opt to get paid back in cell tokens rather than the coin that you're hodling there. Now the cell only has, of their native token, only has a return of $4.86. And as Alex explains in his videos and things like that, if you watch them, that's because every week Cell pays back its community by going onto an exchange and buying Cell. So it very rarely will they take money out of their own treasury to repay all of this. They're actually actively buying the Cell from the exchange, which helps ensure that the price of Cell will keep going up. So I think that's very smart play by them. But this isn't the only hodling wallet. There's many more. Let's go through some of the hodling wallets. The first one that I ever used was one called BlockFi. And I got a pretty good return from them while I used them until I discovered the other ones. Here it is. It's another hodling place. I believe... Oh, look, there it is. They've got their mobile app as well, unless that's on a mobile browser. I'm not sure. I've only ever used the browser app with them. And I staked my coins, but I must admit I lost interest in their low interest, 3.5% on Bitcoin. However, they've also got a credit card, and they're also super safe. If you read about the company, about their mission, and if you read about the guarantees that back this up, they are very strong. Is it the Winklevoss brothers or twins or whatever? Anyway, whatever. So that's one to be aware of, BlockFi. I'm not currently using it. If they increase their interest rates a little bit, I'd be back in. But I'm spread out on Celsius. I'm also on the NEXO. I love NEXO. You don't hear about NEXO that much, but it's one of the big players. And again, it's the same thing. You can earn rewards and you can earn more if you decide to be paid back in NEXO, which is their native token. So there's plus 2% there. Now look at these interest rates. They're fabulous, aren't they? I mean, that is a really good return. That is a really good return. And they compound it. There's daily payouts. Not only that, when you own a NEXO token, you actually have governance, a little bit of governance in the direction of the company. You get to vote on different directions they're thinking about going. So I find that really great part of that community as well. And you can read more about it on NEXO there. They've got the web browser app, and as well they've got the mobile app. All right, now let's go and have a look at Cryptocom. This is an interesting one, and I have the Cryptocom credit card, and I love Cryptocom app and credit card. I think it's great. What I don't like about it so much is the confusingness of the web app versus the mobile app, okay? Because basically they've got two different platforms. They've got the Crypto.com. If you log into this, right, you're on the exchange, right? And I may as well log into Crypto.com. Oh, no, I won't, but... Look, it's an exchange. So again, you can trade, just like I showed you with the BuyBit. You can trade, and and that's what it does. You can stake as well on the exchange. And the reason I find this confusing and dumb is because my main crypto hodling account, it's here on the mobile app, right? But you can't look at it on a web browser. You have to have the app. which I find a little bit silly. Why they don't have a web browser version, I don't know. Especially when they've got such an enviable domain name like Crypto.com, right? Anyway, so what do I like about Crypto.com? The app is easy to use and it connects up to the credit card incredibly well. They've also got other things on here which are kind of cool, like, you know, you can stake for a fixed term and earn some more. I forgot to mention you can do that on NEXO as well, which I do. I often stake my coins on a fixed term to earn even higher interest, right? And they've also got a thing called Supercharger, which means that if you've got some spare Crow coin, and again, you can nominate to be paid back in Crow rather than if you're staking Bitcoin or Ethereum, rather than getting repaid in Bitcoin or Ethereum, you get paid back into the Crypto.com coin, which is called Crow, right? And you can, any additional Crow, you can either stake it more or you can chuck it into Supercharger and you can farm extra crypto coins. They've got different events going on all the time. The current one is Bitcoin, and previous to that they did SHIB. So I earned some SHIB, and confusingly, they paid back the SHIB not into my Crypto.com mobile app, but into this browser exchange. So I've got a little bit of SHIB in my Crypto.com exchange on my browser, which I earn from my app. So that's the only thing I find confusing is why they don't just have it all on the desktop. It boggles my brain, but there you go. And then their the Visa card. Let's have a look at their Visa card, because this is something that I do own, and I love it. I love my Crypto.com Visa card. I absolutely love it. Now I've got one of these ones. I've got this level here, which is the green card. They've gone and made this really confusing now, because basically what they're saying is, for you to get this card, okay, these are the rules. They've changed all the rules too now. For you to get any of these cards, you actually need to stake the Crow for 180 days. And then you'll become eligible for one of these cards. So they've changed all those rules. And this is the only card that I own currently. So this is the only one I know from top to bottom. So it might be worth looking at some of the other cards, but I'll just go over some things. In the old days, they used to tell you how much Crow you actually had to stake, right? And I was lucky. I got in. I bought, it roughly cost me about $1,000 worth of Crow at the time, or 10,000 Crow to stake and to get my card, and then to enjoy these benefits. Every spend you make on the card, you get 3% back, right? That doesn't apply to every service. You've got to look at the fine print. So computer software and graphic design and stuff like that, for some reason, you don't get a reward on that. But spending your money at the supermarket, spending your money, I went to the dentist the other day, had a huge dentist bill, and I got 3% of it back, paid as Crow into, and then I went and staked that into my Supercharger, which started earning me more. I got my SHIB, and now I'm farming BTC. So that's a really good benefit there, that 3%. This is out of range of most people. And by the way, once I got in, they are going to honor all these benefits for my card because I got in at that level. As long as I stake that original Crow, which is still worth about $1,500 now, and I get staking rewards from that. But as long as I hold that in my account, I enjoy all these benefits. The 3% cash back. If you're into Spotify, you'll get paid. You pay for your Spotify using your credit card. So you'd spend your native fiat. In our case, it's our native Australian dollar, and you get paid that same amount 100% back in Crow. So Netflix. I don't use Spotify right now, but I do use Netflix. And Netflix costs roughly, I think it's like $14 AU per month. And so that comes out of my credit card, but I get $14 worth of Crow put back into my account, which then like usual, I stake it or I chuck it into the supercharger. All right, and you've got access to the airport lounge access all around the world. We're all in lockdown now, so I haven't even had a chance to explore that benefit, but I look forward to doing that one day. And so that's a basic rundown of the card. I find it highly annoying that they've got this stake amount in US dollars or whatever, euro, Singapore, which is their native currency. This is a Singaporean company. I wish it was like the old days where it said how much crow you had to stake. I can understand why they do this, because it's easier for you as a crypto newbie, excuse me, to understand, oh, I've got to put in 4,000 US dollars before I can get my card. But I preferred it the old way, or at least I wish they had a drop down to say actual crow, right? Because I prefer to think of it in terms of crow, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what you're going to have staked. You're going to have crow staked. You're not going to have US dollars staked, right? So, yeah, but that's just a little peeve. All right. So I've gone through all of the hodling accounts that I'm aware of, and like I say, rather than having my coin in a hardware wallet where it's not earning any interest, I prefer to have them in hodling accounts, and I prefer to spread my hodling accounts so I don't have all my eggs in one basket, so I spread the risk, all right? And then there's some other accounts. So I've already showed you BuyBit, that's for trading. There's another one, that's called Binance. That's also for trading, okay? But it's also, you can use this as a hodling account. They have all sorts of different products, such as staking products or liquidity, swapping, all sorts of different things. It gets a little bit complicated, and but you know, this is a place. The thing about Binance is it's centralized as opposed to a lot of other crypto that's decentralized, and I'm not going to try and explain that, right? Other than the fact that at the heart of crypto, it's the whole idea of crypto is it's meant to be decentralized, and so if you were going to use the blockchain, for instance, for voting or something like that, you would want that to be decentralized, not centralized, right? But just look that up, the difference. Other people can explain that a hell of a lot better than me. Binance also have its own native token called BNB, and that does pretty well in the charts. One of the ways that I track the coins, a lot of people use Coinbase to track coins. I actually use CoinGecko. I have everything set up to display prices in AUD, so I can quickly check the prices of things. For instance, look at Cardano. It's now number 3, and it's gone up to $2.90. Charles, I think his name's Charles Hoskins. I should know that. I know his first name's definitely Charles. Anyway, he had a big announcement today about Cardano, and this just skyrocketed. You can see that's up 14%. In fact, you can see, if we go down here, we can see it's up here. Will it go higher? Some people reckon it'll go as high as $10 this year. That's in US, by the way. So we'll wait and see on that. This is like just the 24-hour. Let's look at the 1 year for Cardano. It did actually get to this high in May, and of course we all know that was just before the big crash. But it really held on well compared to a lot of cryptos that during that crash that just went right back down to their starting place down around here. Cardano really held its ground, and now it's up at here already. So obviously it's testing that double peak. I reckon it can break through that. So anyway, CoinGecko, use that to track your coins and everything. I have a spreadsheet, which I am definitely not going to show publicly, but I use Google Sheets to track all of my coins, okay? And I just use a very simple function on Google Sheets. For instance, let's... I don't want to go to... No, I don't want to go to my personal one, but basically what you'll see is, when you start a blank sheet, you just put in the name of the coin, how much of that coin you hold, what the price of that coin is, and unfortunately it's very hard to pull that automatically, so I just put it in manually. And then I use a sell function to add my tally of all my coins, so I know how much money I've got in total at the bottom. And I also have another function that shows what percentage of that crypto coin is in my total portfolio holdings. So, you know, when I showed you the Coin Bureau portfolio thing, that's a good way for you to understand really quickly using a spreadsheet what percentage of your holdings is in there, especially when you've got your coins spread out like I do across all these different exchanges. Okay. So yeah, so the Binance have their own coin, and they've even got their own smart chain. So, you know, different coins run on different chains. Bitcoin has its own network. Ethereum has its own network. I use Metamask as my main wallet when I'm swapping between things, or when I'm when I'm going to do some DeFi swapping. There's other ways to swap that that cost you less generally than Binance. However, rather than just converting coins in Binance, often I'll go in there and trade them. Rather than using their classic convert, I'll go in and trade, right? And I'll trade and I'll put in my buy orders or sell orders or whatever, and try and maximize my selling and buying that way. But another way you can do it is through a thing called DEXs. They're exchanges. And a lot of these DEXs, they have their own native coins as well. All right, so MetaMask is a really great way, I find, as an intermediary when I'm swapping from the different hodling accounts I've got, or exchanges or whatever. And if I want to go to a DEX or do something different, then I will use MetaMask. And MetaMask, there's other ones out there. This isn't necessarily the best one, but this is the one that I use and I like it, okay? And they've got several different chains on MetaMask. It's a browser extension, and they've got the Ethereum chain, and they've also got the Binance BNB smart chain, as well as several others, okay? So why would you use that? All right, that's because in the world of DeFi, there's these things called DEXs, and they're like exchanges, but they're the easiest way is just to take you there and show you. I am not an expert on this, just enough to get myself into trouble. Uniswap's a good one. For early users of Uniswap, they've got their own native token as well, and they did an airdrop to all the people that had ever used Uniswap, and some people got airdrops of thousands and thousands of dollars, right? So here you can see, this is the Uniswap app. You need to, notice up here, you need to connect a wallet. I would need to connect my MetaMask wallet so that I could start doing what I want to do. And I might want to swap some Ethereum for all these different tokens you can see down here. And why would you want any of these different tokens? Well, SNX has just had a really good rally. You might want some stable coin. There's all sorts of reasons why you might want to use this. There's other ones out there. There's lots of them out there. There's one. Have I used Sushi Swap before? I can't even remember. There's Sushi Swap. And again, it's a very similar thing. You can go in here and, they've got pools and things as well. Oh, they've got farming. I probably should get into this. Sushi, I think, is going to have a big rally soon. I should probably get in here and try and maybe even just farm. They've got different, maybe I should farm some sushi. I'm farming on some other platforms, much more risky platforms, much more risky. But I'm going to end the video by showing you some farming, okay? Because I know just enough about that to get me into trouble as well. All right, so first of all, I'm going to show you the place where I first farmed, and that's Multiplier Finance. And I think they're going in a good direction. I like their website. It's nice and clean, and it's easy to understand. Let's launch that app and have a look at it. And I will actually show you my account here, because this is a small account, and it's connected to my MetaMask wallet, right? And here under governance, they've got their staking. I've switched over to staking version 2. And I've had a funny ride with Multiplier, because basically 1 year ago I staked one Ethereum. I took the risk, and this is when Ethereum cost lots less, like well under $1,000, right? And I staked one Ethereum on the Multiplier, the old contract, right? And I earned like a whole bunch of their original token, which was BMX. Okay, BMX was their original token. And at one point, I had about $20,000 worth when they peaked. Again, to actually show you that the reality of that, I will show you on CoinGecko BMX. Okay, it's coin number 651. It's now worth 27 cents of Australia. But let's look at the charts for the last year on BMX. Okay, the highest it was ever was 30 cents. And is this Multiplier? No, that's Bitmark. That didn't look right. That chart didn't look right. What is Multiplier? Let's have a look. MXX. MXX. You're going to see a way different chart now when I show you 1 year. 1 year. Look at this. This is depressing. At one point, it peaked at $1, and now it's trading at 0.03 cents. Oh, sorry, 3 cents. It's gone down from a high of $1 down to 3 cents. So it would have been around this point when I had about 20 grand. And then I took it out. I don't know. I probably took it out. It would have been around this level here when it was about 13 cents. And I still managed to walk away with about 3.5 grand or something, which wasn't bad for a year's earning, right? 3.5 grand. I was still happy with that. Sure, I wished I'd ended the contract early and tried to get close to that 20,000 where it was peaking, but I missed out on that. Then what I did is I did take out some profit and I swapped it over for some BNB coin. But I also bought a bunch of their BMXX, right? But sadly, the BMXX also took a big dive. And I believe that was from people that got into that contract even later than me. And when they left the contract, they obviously sold it off and it made it plummet even more. But I do feel it has reached the bottom of the cycle now. And so I've got the little BMXX that I do have now. It's worth roughly about $700 now, which isn't, it's still, this is free money. Like, this all came from me just staking my Ethereum for a year. So I've got some BNB coin from it, and I've also got some BMXX, which is great. You stake it. If you want to get out of the contract, you've got to activate the cooldown, which takes 3 days, right? But, I've already earned like about 26 BMXX, and I've been here for about a week or two. I think you can see that appy up here, the 214%, it's high risk, but it's also high reward, okay? And I do believe in the Multiplier. If you go in and read about the company and who's backing it and everything like that, I do believe that, they're going somewhere. And it's a little known one. And, and this is just my play money now because it was free money. I already took profit. So I already took profit from, and I've still got some money left in there. So let's see. If round 2, or I'm actually round 3 if you count the original version 1 contract, we're still there. And there's lots of these farming things around. If you look on the internet, you'll find tons of them. I'll show you one last one, and this is even more risky, I believe, because you won't find this token listed just about anywhere. You do have to to get this token, you do have to swap it on one of those dexes that I showed you. And to get involved in Moonlift, you've got to go to the Moonlift.io website and launch their DEX. You can read all about it. To get involved, what you need to do, and I find their tutorials woeful. In fact, this is probably the best tutorial anyone's got on Moonlift, by the way. Go on a DEX, buy some Moonlift. You can buy, I think you can swap it for Ethereum. I think I bought mine with some BNB. Then what you need to do is you need to add liquidity, right? So you need to add some of the Moonlift token, the MLTPX token, into a liquidity pool. Now, the reason why I can't see it is because if you staked your LP tokens on a farm, you need to unstake them to see them here in this liquidity pool, all right? So first of all, I added liquidity, then I went into the farm, right? Here in the farm, this is where you can start to farm by coins by staking LP tokens to earn MLTP. And this is clear as mud on their tutorial, but this is what you do. You add liquidity of your MLTPX, however much you bought, you add it as liquidity, then you come to the farm, and then you pair it with another token that you need to own, which is either BUSD, that would be the Binance Smart Chain stablecoin, I assume. I don't know. I don't know a lot about BUSD. I know more about the other stable coins, but I'm just going to assume that's Binance's version of the stable coin. It seems pretty self-explanatory. So here's a BNB BUSD pairing, so you don't even need MLTPX necessarily. You can Cake or Pancake Swap is another token, which I've got a bit of, but that's not the one. I've got mine Cake staked elsewhere, and I just want to test this out with a low amount to see how it works. So I paired my MLTPX and my BNB, and let's have a look at the results. This is roughly a week later, and I've earned 34,000 MLTPX based on my initial investment of 600,000 MLTPX. So in 1 week, let's have a look at the earnings. So we'll call that what, 35,000, right? Divided by 600,000. And what's the return in a week? That's almost 6% in a week. 6%. That's what people usually earn in a year, is around 6%. I've just earned that in a week. Now, this is highly volatile, highly risky, and I have even read that there might even be a rug pull in the code there somewhere. So again, highly, highly risky. But as always, and this is the last thing I'm going to explain before I go now, and that is that with all of these communities, these dexes, these platforms, these coins, you're just about always going to find their social links here. And my favorite one of all of these, because I hate Twitter, Twitter sucks. Instagram's not a great place for asking questions or having a community. It's more of a place where you post your pixel videos, in my opinion, not a place where you want to have support from a community and answer questions. The best place to go is Telegram with any of these people. Guy, again, one of my favorite vloggers, is on Telegram. So here's Telegram, and I've got a range of different people I follow. Just because you see things here like FastX Robot, I think that's even deleted now. It doesn't mean that I believe in them. In fact, I might hate them, but I'm just following what they do. Moonlift, so far, I think Moonlift is good based on the community, the answers they support, and I learned how to do what I do with farming here on the community by asking questions, because it was a lot easier to understand what was going on by asking the community than it was by reading their very thin tutorial section on their website. Same with Multiplier. I just showed you the BMXX, and you can talk all about, look what they're doing here, join the community, ask questions, see what's going on, find out any news, where and how to farm with BMXX. So I just showed you how to do that. Elio Trades, I said he's a really cool vlogger. He's definitely one to follow. And there's all sorts of different ones here. There's Ivan on tech notifications. And Coin Bureau is here as well, the Coin Bureau Insider. And again, I really like Guy's advice. I think he's really, I really do get a sense that this guy is honest. And he's in there, not just for himself, but for the whole crypto community. And that is the heart of what crypto is, right? If you're part of the crypto community, basically, it's all about sharing information and improving everything and making it easier for people to enter the crypto market and hopefully, get some life-changing rewards from it. So far, this has been very life-changing for me. My dream was to always own a home. I'm not there yet, but I am so much closer to it thanks to crypto than anything else, including my job, my career, like anything. Nothing has got me closer to my dream than crypto. And I'm on track to realize that dream. And I run my own small business, which has been great, but sadly, it hasn't been profitable enough for me to put away a deposit for a home. But crypto has solved that for me. If I pulled everything out now, I'd have 20% deposit down, right? How exciting is that? But I just want to hold on to my bag. I could get stuck into the not taking profit trap, and I could lose it all, sure. But I just want to stay on it, especially since the bull run's heating up again now. I want to stay on, and I would really like to only pull out half my bag when it comes to getting a house. I really want to stay in the crypto market. Now, as Lark has pointed out, why would you get rid of all your crypto to buy a house? Now you don't have any crypto anymore. Well, as Lark says, yeah, but now you've got somewhere to live. And I completely agree with that. It's just that I just got to wait a little bit longer. I just got to wait until I'm at the point where I can take out half my crypto for a house deposit, right? But still have half my bag there so that I'm not locked out of the market, okay? And that's it. That's my introduction to crypto. I really hope this was helpful. And if you've got some more questions, please do ask. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hey, I'm back. It's a Saturday. I've got my beer in hand. I forgot one very important question that people always ask me, and that is where I buy my crypto. So, I buy my crypto generally from Independent Reserve because I live in Australia, and this is an Australian reserve. I'll explain why I do that more in a minute. First of all, I did buy some crypto today on Cryptocom using my app, simply because they've got a promotion at the moment where they charge 0 fees. But it said that generally it's 3%. There's no way I'm going to be buying crypto and giving them 3%. No way. But it was 0 fees today, so that was fine. And it was a little bit quicker than how I usually do it, which is on Independent Reserve. So if you're overseas, I dare say that you'll use your own reserve. But if you're in Australia or New Zealand, this one is pretty good. And once you're logged into it, I've got my two-factor authentication turned on. You simply go to accounts, you go to the fiat that you want to deposit. In my case, it's Australian. You press deposit and follow the instructions, and it generally takes about a day or so. You've also got to read the fine print, which means that I always deposit over $1,000 so I don't get hit with any fees from over here as well. It looks like I got a little bit of money here too. I've got a bit of DOT there. I've got a small amount of BTC, and I've got some XLM. What's XLM? I think that's Stellar Lumens. Yes, of course. So a little bag of Stellar. Actually, my little bag of Stella has been growing there. I should actually, what I should do is I should put this on another platform now, where I get some returns. I mean, there's $3,000 sitting there that could be getting better returns. And so how would I do that? I would simply click on withdraw, and then I would find the corresponding address for XLM in whichever hodling account or exchange or what have you that I want to deposit in. And if you're unsure, I highly recommend that when you're doing a transfer from accounts, if it's your first or second go at this, I highly recommend just doing a very small amount of $5 or $10 or something, double checking your work, making sure it all works. And then once you're confident that the process worked, go in and do your larger withdrawal or transfer. I did make one mistake at one stage. I was very lucky, and this gives me an opportunity to give NEXO a shout out. I was transferring Link from one account over to my NEXO account, and I made a mistake, and I accidentally sent some Ethereum to a Link address, and yeah, so bad. That's really bad. Usually when something like that happens, it's gone. You've lost all your crypto. But fortunately, in this case, because Link runs off the Ethereum network, the support team at NEXO were able to go in, and it took them a few weeks, but they did keep giving me updates explaining that it's a long and lengthy process. I can't even imagine what they had to go through, and they recovered my lost Ethereum. So huge thumbs up to NEXO. And Independent Reserve, yeah, these people, I've been using them since 2017. So for 4 years now, they've been my trusted, usually my main port of call, and my first my first hopping stone into that wide world of crypto, which I've already shown you. So yeah, so hopefully that answers that question of how I buy my crypto, where I start, and where it goes from there. Okay, I hope this was really helpful, and again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.